last chance for you to send me the project for quarter 1 in order to take the full mark of a project. So please do it. Okay. If you missed to send me the project till now, so do it today. It's your last chance. Okay. It will be a push up for you for this semester or for this quarter. So please do it, and everything will be okay with you. We will start, guys, with the how fast. It's an easy lesson. You know that you took this lesson previously on grade 7. You know what is the velocity. You know that what is how fast is when an object is moving from one place to another. So how fast is, it means that the velocity that the object have while is moving. Okay, so guys, Hadi and Yusuf, thank you for opening your cameras. Keep it open because you will take extra marks, and those who will not open the camera will take a 0 mark on participation on the class. So because I need from you all, guys, to open your cameras, because we cannot participate in a good way without opening the camera, guys. Okay, but what's the problem of mine? Okay, so thank you, Muhannad. Faisal, where are you? Riyadh, Hadi,
Till now we
Abdul
can't,
Aziz.
Mr. Till now we
What?
can't. Till now I can't see you.
Okay, there is a problem in my camera. I will fix it today. But now let me share my screen and start with how fast. So guys, when I say how fast, it means what? When I say how fast, it means that I need to know the velocity of the moving object. When we have an object that is changing the position from one point to another, so that I need to know what is the velocity of this object, what is the instantaneous velocity, and what differs from average velocity, instantaneous velocity. All these terms we must know today, guys. Okay, so be ready. This is how fast, and let's start here sharing the screen. You can see my screen now, guys. You can see my screen.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, great. So starting with what? Starting with how fast, or how do you describe how fast something is moving? So if there is a moving object that is changing the position from one point to another, so this is, let's say, we have a horizontal plane or vertical or inclined, let's say any plane. An object is moving from one point to another. Okay, so this object that is changing its position from one place to another moves with a speed v. So the speed with a direction. What we call the speed with a direction? We call it what?
Velocity.
Excellent. So it's velocity. Okay. So the velocity of this object, of this moving object, is when we have its speed plus the direction that is moving with it. So if it's moving on the positive direction, so it will be plus velocity, plus the value of velocity, plus the speed. If it's moving in the negative direction, it will be minus velocity. That's it. Okay, so this is what do we call it? Velocity, the speed of an object. We all know that when we start with this, with our lessons, we draw the x component and the y component of any moving object on a position time graph. You know the position time graph, guys? Yes, guys, you know the position time graph. This is the
Yes,
y-axis
sir.
and this is
This
the x-axis. In
yes.
our case, we will take the y-axis as a distance or x. We write it d or we write it x. Okay, on the y-axis, when we want to put the position time graph, this is the position. we are saying position time graph, position. Okay, so this is on y-axis, there is the position, and on x-axis we will write the time t. Okay, so this is t and this is x, guys. Here this is t and this is x on y-axis. So the position time graph will represent what for us? Let's say this is a here in this case, let's say this is the graph of a position time graph. Okay, this is the straight line passing through the origin. So what will happen here? For every value of time, there is a value of position. Okay,
Mr.
so
He
for
gave
every
me
value of
problem, so I left.
what?
Mr. He left the meeting and said we ran into a problem. Try again later.
All of you or just you, Hadi?
Just me. I don't know why.
So no problem, no problem. Rejoin again. Okay.
I rejoined.
Okay, no problem. So now I will continue now, guys. Here, one there is for every time there is a position x. Okay, for every time there is a position x. So what will happen here? The equation of this straight line, of course, you take it in math. It's y equal, and I also give the value, give the formula for you. We call it y equal mx plus what, guys? You know this formula, this rule?
Plus B.
Excellent. The equation of the straight line. So this is the equation of the straight line in general, y and x. In our case, we want to know instead of y, what I will put instead of y?
D.
Keep with me, guys. Distance equal. Instead of m is the slope of this line. This is a line. The slope is the steepness of this line. Instead of m, I will write v, the velocity, and instead of x, I will write what?
P. And position.
T. Excellent.
As the T.
Time. So this is d equal v times t. This is what I want you to know about velocity. Plus b. Sometimes we have a plus b, but in this case, because we are starting from the origin, so b will be 0. Okay, guys, so this is the formula that I want you to know. Distance equal velocity times time, so that velocity is equal to what, guys? Distance over time. And you must know this previously, guys. From grade 7, you know that velocity equal distance over time. Okay, so anytime here I want to get any value of instantaneous velocity at any instant, let's say here at 3, the x was, let's say, the x was, let's say, 5. Okay, or let's say 2. So velocity will be equal. Distance, what is the distance in this case? 2 over what is the time? 3. So 2 over 3 meters per second is what is the velocity at this point. Okay, so this is how can I get the velocity at a given point. You get it, guys? You get it? How can I get the velocity of a moving object?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, so I will continue here. So our target is to know or to describe how fast something is going or is moving. What are the new vocabulary that you will see in our lesson? Average velocity. You will see what is the average. The average one, you are going from one place to another, okay? Regardless from the velocities that I passes here. Let's say in this case, I increase and decrease 10 times my velocity. It doesn't matter. Just I need to get the average velocity. We put it V bar. V average. So how can I get the V average? It's more than easy, guys. Taking the whole journey that is taking the whole distance, dividing it by the whole time, I will get the average velocity. So the V average is distance total, the total distance over the total time. You get it, guys? This is how can I get the average velocity. So if you are going from Jeddah to Riyadh, let's say, okay, without seeing whether I stop my car or I increase my velocity or I decrease my velocity, it doesn't matter. Just I take the distance from Jeddah to Riyadh, I take the time taken from Jeddah to Riyadh to reach Riyadh, so that I can say that I will divide the distance by the time total, I will get the V average. You get it, guys? What is the V average? And of course, we will go into details every time.
Mr. Sorry for being late.
Who is talking? Abdul Rahman?
Yes, Mr.
Hadi, keep with me, please. So Abdul
Yes,
Rahman.
I'm with you, Mr. I'm with you.
Yes, I know. But it seems that someone
My
is
camera is on, Mr., but you can't see me.
He's interrupting me. I'm telling him to get out of the room.
Okay, no.
Mr., I have my camera on, but you can't see me.
Your camera is on, and now I can see you. Thank you.
Mr. My camera is on.
Hello.
Okay. Then Majdi also, thank you.
Sir, may I also, my camera is on.
No problem. I can see you all, guys, but one by one. Now Muhammad appears here. Yusuf, your camera is on.
Can you see me? Yes, my camera is on.
Yes, Yusuf.
Yes, Mr. My camera is also on.
Okay, so Yusuf Hassan, what is your nice face? What is your nice smile? Now I can see you, but I can't see your smile, so now thank you. Let me continue, guys. Thank you for opening the camera. I will continue here.
My camera is
Okay,
on.
what is
How?
what, Hadi? What? No problem, Hadi, no problem. Yes, no problem. So what is the difference now between the speed and a velocity? Who can tell me? Hurry up. When I say velocity V, velocity.
Mr. I know why. I know the difference.
And what is speed? What is the difference between speed and velocity? Hurry up.
It is without direction and velocity is with direction.
Excellent, Hadi. And also, who told me I know?
Me, Mr.
Okay, go for it. The same that as Hadi say?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the velocity is one. The speed has a direction, it will become velocity. You get it, all of you guys? When the speed is a scalar, is a value. Speed is a value, just V equal, let's say 10 meters per second, so it's a value. But when we put a vector here for the speed, it will become what? It will become a velocity. So maybe the velocity can be plus or minus, it doesn't matter. Okay? So this is the difference between the speed and the velocity. There is a difference also between the average speed and the average velocity. We will pass with it now. So, and what is instantaneous velocity? When we're talking about instantaneous velocity, this is the graph of a velocity. When we say instantaneous velocity, it means what? It means at any instant. At this instant. Can you repeat, please, Hadi? I can't hear you.
I think that is
instantaneous velocity. Yes.
Velocity is when you add all parts together and find.
Hadi, no. When we say instantaneous velocity is when we are talking about a velocity at a specific instant. Let's say at 0, at 1, at 3, at 4, at 5. Okay. So this is a specific, no problem, a specific time, okay, have a specific velocity. Who can give me an example and he will take a +1 if the example is good? or suitable in this case for an instantaneous velocity? Yalla guys. When I say
Can you repeat the
instantaneous
question?
velocity, yes, give me an example of an instantaneous velocity.
So can I answer?
Of course, Kareem, you can.
Like, Mr. You mean instantaneous, like velocity?
Yes, I need an example, real life example.
Okay, Mr. I know.
Can you give me a
Mr.
real?
Yes. You can say like, Mr. I think you can count it as like the car, Mr. Maybe. If
The car?
Yes, it's always
The
moving.
what of the car? You are close. The what of the car?
The velocity of the car, Mr.
Yes, the velocity of the car, but any velocity of the car?
No, Mr. Like from when like it starts till it rests, the speed increase for 10
Okay,
seconds.
so the whole velocity we call it one from the start to the rest we call it instantaneous velocity.
Yes.
Or there is a specific velocity that we call it instantaneous velocity. So Walid, do you raise your hand to answer?
Yes,
Walid.
Mr.
Okay, so give me an example, Walid, and you will take +1.
Mr. is like the
And that is, but example is in the car. But what you must specify something.
is like an Mr. like a car that starts in
Yes.
first in the point starting point. It
Yes.
have the time and the distance to the ending point.
Oh, so you are talking about a constant speed here, or constant velocity, and you're not talking about instantaneous velocity. Guys, I will tell you, and I will take the +1, by the way. So
Right.
yes, Muhammad, yes. Or Hadi, who wants to talk?
So it's the point. Let's say that every day you are going. When you get like, let's say to the let's say supermarket, you will have
Yes.
the same direction and the same speed together.
You are talking about same by same. So you are comparing two instants, and I want you to know that instantaneous velocity is talking about one instant, just one instant. No, you cannot say that I'm comparing and it's constant or it's well or it's increasing or decreasing. I want you to know that when I say instantaneous velocity, so I am saying the velocity of one instant, guys, as if you are looking on your clock, on your watch, so that you will see one instant. So looking where you will see one velocity, guys.
In the speedometer.
Straight.
Excellent. Who told me in the speedometer?
Muhammad Wael.
Muhammad, excellent, yeah, Muhammad, excellent. When you are observing the speedometer, in that moment, in that instant, you are seeing what? The instantaneous velocity. Okay, when you look or when you observe your watch, you are observing what? You are observing the instant, this moment. Let's say now it's 10 and 6 a.m. Okay, so this is the time now. So what about if I'm looking on the speedometer, observing what? I am observing the instantaneous velocity. So that at this instant I'm driving the car with a speed, let's say 200 or let's say 100 meters or kilometers per hour. You get it, guys? The moment or the instant that I observe the speedometer is I'm observing what? I'm observing a velocity. What do I call at this velocity? The instantaneous velocity. You get it, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So no problem. Muhammad, you will take, I will put for you half plus half, because Kareem is giving us the half of the answer and you continue. So half for you and half for Karim. Thank you guys. Okay.
Muhammad, sir.
What about you, Hadi? You
Saying which Muhammad?
Muhammad Wa'il, yes. Muhammad Wa'il is answering the question. I'm right.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Muhammad is celebrating, by the way, and he is not with us. Where are you,
No,
Muhammad?
teacher, I'm here.
Okay, Muhammad. So enjoy your plus half, and I will continue now. So this is what we call by the instantaneous velocity. Now you all know what is the absolute value, guys. Why we use the absolute value? Who can tell me?
Mr. Because sometimes you cannot make the time values like for example, the time cannot be negative, so you use it to
Yes.
make
Excellent, Karim.
positive.
Sometimes we cannot do this any value a negative value.
So
So
like the
in
size,
which
and
time
like
we
the time.
cannot. In our case, the time will be not negative.
No.
Excellent.
So we can use it to make
Velocity
it
can be negative or no.
In
No,
our
it's
words,
only.
Mister.
I think yes, it can be negative.
So Karim, can and all of you, can velocity be a negative
Yes,
value?
mister.
Yes,
Yes.
mister.
Yes, yes.
Why velocity can be a negative value? Because it's a
You're
vector
moving
or
backwards.
scalar.
Vector.
That-
Vector.
Excellent, guys. So velocity is a vector, so it can be a negative value. And also, when the velocity is decreasing, so it will be a negative value. And when the velocity is going in the negative direction, it will be a negative value. Okay, so absolute value, we always use it for time because time will be not a negative value. Okay, so that when we are getting the velocity, we can say that velocity can be a negative value, but let's say speed cannot be a negative value because it's a scalar. Okay, and time cannot be a negative value. We cannot say that it took me from Jeddah to Riyadh, let's say -2 hours. No, we will put it as an absolute value. So what is absolute value? Absolute value, a number that is equal in value to a given real number, but not a negative. But is not a negative. Okay?
Mister,
What?
a velocity like a temperature, like it can be negative value.
Can I
Uh,
go, please?
the temperature can be a negative value, but a velocity, the temperature, by the way, is not a vector. It's not using a direction. The direction, but when we use a direction for something, so we can say that is a vector. It is a vector. But the temperature, it differs. The temperature is a quantity that can be a negative, so that it can reaches a value under 0. That's it. But when we say when we want to compare a vector and a scalar, so it's suitable to compare velocity and what? And speed. Speed cannot be negative because the value is positive always. What?
What about if we add a direction, like if we say in north of Saudi Arabia it's -20, for example?
Yes, of course. This is the displacement of or the position. Yes, the position can be a vector and can be negative, of course. So when we say the position of something, we can take the zero origin, let's say on Jeddah, and Riyadh will be on the negative side. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay.
So displacement can be negative. So displacement is a vector. But if I want to know the distance between Jeddah and Riyadh, can I say that the distance between Jeddah and Riyadh is 40 kilometer minus 40 kilometers?
No.
No, I can't say this because the distance is always positive because it's a scalar. But the displacement, okay, or the position or the displacement between Jeddah and Riyadh, let's say I will go in the negative direction by 40 kilometers, so it will be minus 40 kilometers as a vector and not as a value, as a direction. So when we put the direction, it will differ, guys. Okay.
Ah,
So
may I go drink water, please?
yes, you can. But hurry up. We will start solving the average velocity, guys. You all know what is delta, guys. Delta is the difference of two values, final and initial. Let's say I'm starting from a point and reaching the end point, as I mentioned here in my. Let me take this. Yes. So here, guys. Okay. If we start from a point and reach here another point, that's a point A, and that's a point. Okay. I start from this point to this point. Of course, I change my speed, or the speed remains constant. It doesn't matter for me if I want to get the average velocity. So what is the average velocity? How can I get the average velocity? If I want to get V average, I need to get, first of all, delta x and multiply and divide it by delta t. So what is delta x and what is delta t? If I start from this point to this point, referring to a given reference, let's say I x-axis alone. Okay, so if I take the x-axis, if this is, for example, this is the origin, the zero here, starting from here. Okay, so I will say that the point A reaches the point B, so I need to get delta x and want to get delta t. What is delta x in this case, guys? It's 1, 2, 7, 11, 12. So if I want to get what is here, this is at 2, this is at 12. Okay, so what is delta x? So this is x, guys, from here to here is x. What is delta x?
Your
Is
screen
the
is not
difference
moving.
between what
Teacher,
and
you're
what?
lagging.
Mister, can you say it again, because your screen was not moving, miss?
Okay, I will see what's the problem. Now it's clear.
No, mister, it's still the same. The screen is frozen and sometimes your voice is not clear.
Yeah, but your voice is glitching.
No, but now it's not frozen. It moved a little
So
bit.
guys, please, for now, turn off your cameras. Please switch off your cameras. I will ask it again. So now turn off your cameras, all of you, please, guys. I will share again. So now you can see my.
Yes,
No,
you said
I
turn
can't.
off. You said yes.
No,
we can't.
mister.
I can't.
Yes, sister, I can't.
I can't
No,
see.
mister. And also your voice is very bad
You
anyway.
only give me 80. Now black screen, mister.
Yes, mister, it's very laggy. The internet is very bad, mister.
Yes.
So just give me 1 minute. I will switch my internet. So guys, now you can hear me.
Yes, mister.
Can you see my screen?
No. Just we can hear your voice. Yeah, now
Black
we can.
screen. It's black screen, miss.
The pixels are breaking, mister.
Problem. It's for. Also, at
Until
connection.
now it's black. Black screen, Mr. Also.
Black screen now. And before it was your pixel was breaking.
Yes, now it works.
Now it's working, mister.
Now it's work, but it's very lagging, miss.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Just I want to give you what is V average. Okay, guys, here V average just taking Vx final minus X initial over T final minus T initial. The last thing that I want you to know in this session is to get what is the V average, the V bar, just X delta X over delta T. So what is delta X? Is taking X final minus X initial. What is the X final of this ball, let's say, that is moving on a horizontal road? Let's say the X final is what? In
3.
front of you guys.
3.
What is
12,
the
I can't.
X?
Sir, it's lagging, miss. I can't say. Is it 12?
Yes, it's
Three.
12. I'm not writing anything on the screen. Just in front of you. What is solve it?
It's 3.
Mister, your voice is breaking.
Also, my voice is breaking.
Yes, mister. It's lagging a lot sometimes.
So no problem, so guys. I will see what's the problem. By the way, it's the last thing that I want you to know, the average velocity for this session. So just guys, do we have a group on WhatsApp? All of you are on the group.
Yes.
No, mister, I'm not on it. Mister.
Who's the admin of this group? Please add him.
Kareem
Guys.
and Abdurrahman. Kareem and Abdurrahman.
Kareem and Abdul Rahman are the admins, or are the those who are not in the group?
No, admin.
So Kareem, please add your friends that are not on the group, please, Kareem. Okay.
No one gave me the number, so. Can you give me your
Oh.
number and I'll add? Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
those who are not in the group, you know my phone number, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
So contact me. I will add you. Kareem, if I'm not an admin, make me an admin, please.
You are
Okay,
an
mister.
admin. You.
Okay,
Kareem
thank you.
and Abdurrahman.
Okay, no problem. So contact me so that I can add you guys. Okay. So now you can see the screen again, guys.
Yes, mister. Yeah.
So
Yes, mister.
this is the 12 here is the X final. If I want, you can see my what I'm writing in the screen.
Yes.
Yes.
So delta X is what, guys? Delta X is X final minus X initial. What is X final? X of B here.
12.
12.
Excellent. 12 minus what is X initial?
2.
2. So it's 12 minus 2. And delta T is what now? I will give you an example. Let's say the time was when it reaches 12, the time was let's say 10 seconds. Okay. And at 2, the time was, let's say, 2 seconds. Okay. So
Mister,
it's
delta T
10.
is 8. So then you can say 2 divided by 8, mister?
10 minus 2.
Excellent, that's it. So 10 minus 2 in this case, here in this case is 10, and here in
10
this case
over
is
8.
8. So what is V average, guys? Is 10 over 8. Excellent. That's it. 10 over 8, we can write it what? 5 over
5 over 4.
over 4 meters per second. You get it, guys? What is the average velocity?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Mister. Yeah.
So,
Can you give us
guys,
the assignment, Mister?
yes, now I will give you the assignment. Hurry up. It's so easy. Do not submit anyway. I can help you if you need any help. So please go for the assignment. I will assign it now. It will take 1 minute to appear in front of you. So physics 9B.
How many questions, Mister?
Five easy questions. So do not submit anyway. Just let me know if you need any help. Okay. You can see the assignment.
Yes, sir, we can see.
So go for it. Take your time. Yeah, Ayad.
Yes.
You finished. You submit the assignment.
Yeah.
So why you took 10 seconds to do it? Why, Ayad? Take your time. Of course, you didn't see any of the choices, or you didn't read anything. I swear by God. So why? You are counting for 10 or حكر بكر خلي ربي عدل العشرة. Please. You cannot do this. Please. We are working, and I want just not to give you marks. I want to know whether you get the point or not. Please, Ayad, okay?
Okay.
All of you guys, take your time, please. So, what does the slope of the position time graph measure? And what is the instantaneous velocity is measured what? Here, that tells the speed and the what of an object at a specific instant of time. When we are talking about instantaneous velocity, and when we are talking about linear motion, velocity can be what? And speed cannot be. Who can be positive and who cannot be positive? So everything is clear. Do you need any help before I end the meeting?
Yes, Mister, I need help.
Yes. What do you